Hi guys, my name is Brantley Charles. I work with the Wanda Charles Group in Prosper and Salina and surrounding areas. You can locate our office just off of Preston Road in Prosper. So today we're actually going to be talking about a pretty cool topic, and it's about pre-approvals. You may not know what a pre-approval is, you may know what a pre-approval is. And this is something that you're actually going to need. You have to get this, unless you're buying cash of course. You're going to have to get this to purchase your house. And so we're going to be talking about it. Where do you get them? Who do you talk to? And all those fun questions. So let's get right into the video. So usually, you go on a meeting with your realtor, you've probably maybe seen a few homes, and the conversation pops up of, your realtor asks you, we need to get you pre-approved, or do you have a pre-approval letter? And you're probably, if you don't know what this is, you're probably looking at them like, what are they doing?
What you talking about, Willis?
And that's what this video is for. So what is a pre-approval letter? So a pre-approval letter is actually something that your realtor is actually going to need to make an offer on a home. So, you're not buying cash, of course, and you find a home that you like, and you want to make an offer on it. Your realtor is going to need this pre-approval letter. And so what is it? So basically it's something that, you're going to get from your bank or a third-party lender. And of course, if you guys watch the YouTube channel, Blake Robertson with North Tex Mortgage has actually been on the YouTube channel quite a bit. He's one of my preferred lenders that I actually like to use. So you would receive this info from him, and basically how to get it is you're going to call Blake, or I'm going to give you Blake's phone number, and you're going to call him. You're probably going to sit down for probably 10, 20, maybe even 30 minutes, and you're going to ask him all the questions that he has to do with mortgages. And usually he's going to ask for something like, your pay stubs, your average, monthly income, your yearly income. He's probably going to get your social security number, and he's going to plug all this data in, and he's going to pull a bunch of data, and he's going to kind of come up with a budget. And usually what I see from my clients is that they've been renting an apartment or renting a residential home, and they've been paying $1,800, $1,900, $1,500, $2,000, whatever X amount of dollars, and they're comfortable with that payment, and so they tell Blake and me, hey, this is the payment that I'd like to stay in. So Blake helps, draft up a budget in that pre-approval that says, hey, to go buy this $300,000 house, to stay at, let's just say $1,900 a month, you're gonna need 10% down. Well, let's just say, you take $300,000, you times it by 10%, and that gives you X dollars, and you don't have that much money to put down. Well, what happens is we're gonna have to decrease that purchase price of that home, so that way you can, afford it and actually have that, $1,900 mortgage payment. It's pretty simple. And so once you get that, then you're able to go put an offer on a home, which is really good. And so the next question that I get sometimes is, well, or my clients will tell me, well, yeah, we're looking for a house, but we'll wait to get that pre-approval until we find the house. Well, let me tell you, pump the brakes. You want this pre-approval as soon as possible. Really as soon as possible, because there's a lot of times, especially when you're going to buy your first house, that there's things that might have popped up on your credit, and you're going to want to avoid those. You want to have an idea of your mortgage payment like we discussed, and then you're going to just avoid any bumps that are going to go on in writing that offer to that home. And sometimes, and I've had it happen quite frequently, when I tell my clients, listen, we need to get this pre-approval, and they wait and they wait and they wait, and they don't talk to Blake or they don't talk to their bank, they find that house, and then the next thing we know is the home is in a multiple offer situation, and we're still waiting on our mortgage guy to get our pre-approval. And sometimes it's a couple day process, because you have to send in documents. Maybe you're having to go get pay stubs from your company and to turn in, or find other things that your mortgage lender is going to need to get you this pre-approval letter. So sometimes it can be a few day process. So you're going to want to get this as soon as possible. As soon as you see that first home and your realtor asks you, are you pre-approved, or do you have a pre-approval letter? That is an indication to go get it as soon as possible, because you're going to be buying a home and you're going to need this. So why not go ahead and get this done in the front, ahead of time, before you find that home and then you lose the home that you love because you didn't take the time to go get that pre-approval. So the next question is sometimes that I get is, I will go to my clients and I say, are you pre-approved? We'll have this conversation. And normally I will give them about 3 to 4 names of lenders that I really love to work with. And these lenders that I work with, like Blake and others, they've done a magnificent job for me. They make the transaction super, super smooth, and it is very, very important to have, you know, a lender like Blake who makes the transaction as smooth as possible, because your lender can really make it a bad time and put you guys through a lot of stress, and a person like Blake doesn't do that. And so that's why I recommend them. And sometimes you can go with your, you know, your bank that you carry your money at or deposit your money into, like Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, and they're great, don't get me wrong, but sometimes they're not going to have the best you know, service that a lender like Blake would, because Blake is local, he's here, he can go meet you, he can shake your hand. A lot of these representatives with like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, you know, you just get put through a call center, and you know, your file is one of hundreds on their desk every morning that they have to, you know, take care of. So someone like Blake, yes, he might have a lot of work to do, but he's going to make sure it's done. And if it's not done, then I'm going to be talking to him, and I'm going to go knock on his door in his office and actually be able to meet with him, and so are you. And sometimes with, you know, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and these other big banks, you're not really able to do that because you just get put in a call center, and you know, you're just waiting to hear from somebody. So that's why I would definitely recommend using the lender that your realtor provides to you. And of course, you're going to want to shop rates. It doesn't mean that you're stuck with that lender, but maybe you talk to Blake and he gives you a rate, and then, you know, your bank can provide a better rate. Well, then maybe you go with your bank and you go that direction, or we go back to Blake and we say, hey, listen, you know, their bank can give them this rate, can you match it? And a lot of times Blake and his company can do it. So let me see here if I have any other questions that I normally get. A lot of times, you know, also with, you know, having a pre-approval letter and you have it and, you know, do it ahead of time, is it allows your realtor also to help you in the area that you're looking for. So a lot of times, you know, there might be very specific areas that Coppell is kind of one around here. Coppell is landlocked. So the home prices over there, you can't really build in Coppell at all or too much anymore. So it's landlocked, and so the home prices are going up because they have a very, very good school district. And so, you know, you might only have a budget of, you know, $300,000, but maybe we go to Argyle, which is right across the street, and we can find that beautiful house that you liked in Coppell in Argyle, which is right across the street. So that also helps your realtor. So it is definitely really good to have your pre-approval the minute you see that first home, or even before that, honestly, guys. And it just prepares you guys. It avoids, you know, hiccups in the road that you're going to encounter, maybe getting that pre-approval, and it just makes you aware of, hey, here's what I can afford. Here's what I can afford at $1,900 a month with X down payment. So it helps everybody. So please do it. And if you'd like to hear more about this, feel free to talk to Blake. I'll link his phone number in the description. He's always here for you guys, and just as well as me. So hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it insightful and informative. So if you have any other questions or videos that you'd like me to do, feel free to drop a comment down below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and found it informative. And then we'll see you next time.